Hey guys, welcome back to Boss Fan TV, and today we're doing the match preview for again against Shelbourne tomorrow evening at Daily Mount Park. Yeah, look, a little bit of a disappointing result on Friday, to a nil-all draw. Sorry, against Drogheda. Um, you know, it was one of those games where we had a lot of the ball, we just couldn't quite find that breakthrough at the end of the day, and it ended in a nil-all draw. It was one that we probably knew we needed to win, given the fact that Shells won against Cork, which we think we assumed we would. Um, you know, we go up there after only a week of we winning in the cup there, and it's always kind of hard to win in the same venue 2 weeks in a row. But I thought there were certain things we could have done a bit better. I think in attack we looked a bit off it. We created a couple of okay chances. Afolabi had one which Wogan saved. I think he had a good game. Wogan he pulled off a couple of good saves, but other than that, really, there wasn't much to talk about in the game. But yeah, look, that's behind us now. A nil-all draw, not the best result, but look, we look ahead to this one now. It's a huge game for both teams. Shell's going above us now. That makes it a bit more interesting. They're up to fourth now, only by a point, but they're a very well drilled side. We know that. We coming up against them this season. It's not been easy. The games have been very tight. I think in the four games we played against them this season, they won 1-0. It was nil all. Then it was 1-all. Then it was 1-0 to us in the cup. So they're not normally high scoring games, but um that they're a very well drilled side. Dove has them playing in a certain style that suits them. That they're hard to break down. They don't score loads of goals, but they don't concede many either, and that's probably why they're up there pushing for Europe now. They're on good form as well. I think they only lost one of their last 11. Similar to us, similar to ourselves as well. I think we've only lost one of our last 13, which is good going. Obviously, I think 8 of those 13 were wins as well. So two teams on good form, a big game for both clubs. I think it is probably the two teams that will end up finishing. Either one of these will probably end up finishing fourth. I think with Pats beating Dundalk on Friday, I think they'll have third place now. I think it's probably between us and Shells for that fourth spot. I think Dundalk have slipped off a little bit. I think that they won't get there. I don't think so. It's probably between us and Shells now for that fourth spot. Um, and look, it is going to be a tight game. I expect a difficult game for ourselves. Like I said, they're a difficult side to break down. They'll be well up for it. They'll feel that they can come here and win. Um, but we just have to be more clinical in attack. I think. We, we created lots of opportunities in games this season, particularly as of late. Not quite on Friday, but look, there's a lot of quality in that attack. There's quality that can cause any team in this league problems. You look at the players you've got up there: Afolabi, Clark, Connolly, McDade, Grant. There's so many players there that can cause teams problems. Midfield's looking a little bit better. Defense is looking a little bit more assured. We'd be talking about Casper and Novak maybe having a tough time against physical strikers, but I think most of the time when they played against Sean Boyd this season, they've kept them quite quiet. Look, now that I've said that, I'll probably score a fucking hat trick or something, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's just one of those ones where you know we'll have to be on our toes for this one. Look, Shells, we say it all the time. It's going to be one of those games where it's probably going to be us on the ball, trying to break them down. They'll probably try and hit us on the counter with what they've got up there with the likes of Moylan and Boyd and Farrell. Those players that can cause you problems going forward. So look, we just have to put in the performance and win the game. Look, there's 7 cup finals to go now. I think it's one of those where we're gonna have to try and get as much points as we can. I think Devine said it before the draw of the game. There's a couple of years we can go up still, and no, I'd agree with him on that. I think there's definitely more to come from this team. I think we can definitely see it in these final few games, hopefully. But yeah, I'll go through my predicted team now anyway. I don't think it'll be too different to what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. I think it'll be Talbot in goal, right back Bucko, two centre halves, Casper and Novak, left back Flores, midfield McManus, McDonald, and Clark just ahead of them. On the right, Dylan Conley, up front Afalabi, and then on the left, I'm gonna go with Declan McDaid. I think just because I think Ali Q it didn't quite work for him on the left last week. I was surprised to see him start. I thought he'd go with Danny Grant, but I think even Danny Grant, look, he's probably lacking that little bit of sharpness. I think over the next few games, he'll probably start to improve. You'll start to see a bit more from him, particularly next season as well. I think he'll have a big year, but I think right now McDade probably has the most in the tank. You know, I think he is a good player. I think he goes under the radar quite a bit. Um, he is good on the ball. He's chipped in with goals this season. I think he's got three or four. Um, I think he hasn't quite been given the opportunity in games as of late with Danny Grant coming back. He's come off the bench a few times, but I think I'd give him a start in this game. I just think he probably has that bit more to him than you'd get from a Grant right now or an Ali Coup. So yeah, that's the team I'd be going with for tomorrow anyway. In terms of a prediction, again, it's one of those where it could go either way. Look, it's a massive, massive game for both teams. One that neither side will want to lose. But look, I think if we can just, get our key men, you know, firing on, get them on the ball, let them work what they can do. We know James Clark on the ball is one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league. I think, Drogheda kind of sussed him out there last week. They put a couple of men on him, to try and stop what he was doing in the cup game a couple of weeks ago. If we can just get Clark on the ball, him feeding balls into Afalabi or McDade or Connolly, if we can just have that little bit more end product from the wingers as well. I think Dylan Conley, he had a couple of good runs, but didn't quite, deliver on the end product. I think that's something that we know a lot of him anyway. He does lack that little bit of end product, but if we can just, get that bit more end product from the attack, I think we will win the game. You know, we normally bounce back well from poor results or results that maybe we didn't quite in games that we didn't quite turn up in or get or that we didn't get the result that we didn't want or that we wanted. So yeah, I think we'll bounce back from the draw of the game in this one. I think we'll win. I think I'll go 1-0. I don't think it'll be a classic. Look, it's going to be one of those games. I think it could be quite similar to the cup game where we might have more of the ball. We might score early on. We had a few more chances in that cup game to kill the game off. Hopefully we can take those chances if they come again in this game. But yeah, I think it'll be quite tight. I'm gonna go 1-0. But yeah, look, as long as you get 3 points, that's all that matters for me. If we need to make the aim out the cauldron tomorrow, I think the atmosphere in F&G is definitely improved over the last couple of weeks now that the club have made that a standing sort of singing section. Hopefully we can make that a good place for the fans again. After a bit of discontent over the last few months with you know people down in A, and now we're back in F and G. But yeah, hopefully it can be as loud as possible. We get in early and look, we just we create a good atmosphere and watch the team get 3 points. Look, that's all that matters in this stage of the season. We can't find ourselves in a position where it's cup or bust. We did that in 2021, and obviously that ended well, didn't it? So yeah, look, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. I don't think it'll be a classic. It'll be tight, but I'd fancy us to get the job done. I think we just have that little bit more quality going forward than Shells. Look, they'll probably do what they normally do. They'll sit back, they'll try and absorb the pressure, they'll try and keep us at bay, and then maybe try and hit us, from a set piece or a counter attack. But look, let's just, let's just be not be as loud as possible tomorrow, and hopefully that can cheer the players on to get the 3 points. So yeah, that's where we end the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into this game, or score predictions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.